Welcome to online class. In today's class, we'll discuss regarding the different types of dealings in stock exchanges of India. There are mainly three types of dealings on the stock exchanges. One is ready delivery contracts, spot delivery contracts, and the forward delivery contracts. Let's understand this one by one. The first one is ready delivery contracts. See, while trading the securities on stock exchanges, if the payment and delivery of the securities takes place within a particular time period, then it is called as ready delivery contract. See, these contracts in these contracts, order is to be executed within a specified period, usually 7 days from the date of trading. Due to introduction of a rolling system, the very nature of dealings of ready delivery contract is what changed. Okay, next comes is spot delivery contract. See, under this method, the cash payment and the delivery of securities are on the same day or on the next day of the trading. So such transactions are called spot delivery transactions or cash trading transactions. Under present ruling system, it is T plus 1 method of trading, that is trading day plus 1 day method of trading. Okay, so trading day time will be given along with the trading day plus 1 day will be given, additional 1 day will be given for the payment of the cash. Next comes is forward delivery contracts. See, these are the trading contracts on stock exchanges which are discharged on fixed settlement days. That is, the settlement days may be at the end of every fortnight or every month or every quarter of a year. Under this contract, the payment and delivery of securities takes place once into while through clearing houses. Okay, so these are what different types of the dealings in stock exchanges. Now we'll understand the other dealings, that is other instruments. These dealings are also known as the instruments in stock exchanges in India. Okay, so we'll understand these other dealings one by one. First one is options. See, options are the contracts that give what the stakeholders the right either to buy or to sell the securities at a predetermined price at the end of a specified period. Okay, see, options are what? They are the contracts which gives the right to the shareholders or the stockholders, okay, to buy. That is, it gives only the right but not the obligation to buy. It gives only the right to buy, which is known as the call option, or sell the securities, that is put option. Okay, so option is divided into two types, that is buy option and sell option. If the stockholder has the right to buy but not the obligation to buy, then it is known as what? Buy option, call option. And if he has a right to sell but not the obligation to sell, then it is known as what? Put option. Okay, in order to acquire the right of option, the option buyer pays the option seller the option premium. Okay, in order to buy the securities from the option buyer, from the option seller, he pays what? The option premium. The whatever amount he pays will be known as what? Option premium. So if the prices of securities increases beyond the predetermined price, he earns what? Huge profit. But if it falls, he loses only the premium paid. The option dealings are used in what? Speculative dealings. Okay, next comes is futures or future contracts. See, these are what? These are the agreements between two parties to fix the prices of securities for exchange that will take place during some fixed future date. The period of contract may vary between 3 to 21 months. Okay, see, the future contracts are what? These are the agreements between what? Two parties. Okay, they fix what? The price of the securities for exchanging the securities that will take place during what? Some fixed future date. And the period of contract may vary between what? 3 to 21 months. Although futures provides for the delivery of the securities, in practice the contracts are settled through what? Cash dealings. Okay. Now we'll compare this future contracts to the forward trading. When we compare it to the forward trading, they are more liquid and transparent but do not have the backing of clearing corporation guarantees for trades. Okay, next comes is what? The auction. Auction system is based on what? High bid low offer. This system allows what? The buyer and the seller to find actually agreeable price with no intervention from the broker dealers. The buy and sell are automatically matched, but if they mismatch, the market makers or auction dealers step in and match it. 90% of the trading on New York Stock Exchange is done this way. It is allowed on our Bombay Stock Exchange as well. Okay, so auction, it is similar to the auction of the properties. Okay, the auction will be made if it matches with the prices of the seller, then securities will be sold. Okay, next comes is insider trading. See, the purchase and sale of a firm's securities by its officers or directors who are seeking to benefit from their knowledge of non-public information about the firm's financial prospects is known as what? Insider trading. We'll understand this in a simple way. It means what? It is an act of what? Buying or selling securities by an employee or a director or any of the other officers of the company or the merchant banker, a share transfer agent or registrar of an issue, then debenture trustee, or by any broker who is having the knowledge of unpublished price sensitive information. Okay, so such type of the process is called as what? Insider trading. That is, the buying and selling process will be done within the organization. It will not be offered to the public. It will be done under the, that is the within the organization. Okay, next comes is margin trading. The margin account investors can buy securities on credit by pledging the paid securities and shares as collateral security. So, through margin trading, a person having limited means can purchase few shares by paying cash, and in turn those purchased shares can be kept as a collateral security to purchase some more shares in the market. Okay, hope you understood. Margin trading is what? The person who is having a limited amount of cash with him, money with him, can purchase only few shares by paying that cash. Okay, and in turn, after purchasing those shares, the purchased shares, he can keep it as a collateral security so that he can purchase some more securities. Okay, that is known as what? Margin trading. Next comes is Badla system or carry forward transactions. Badla system trading allows to carry forward the transactions from one settlement period to another. If it is not settled at the end of the settlement period, it provides what? Hedge. It is very popular in Bombay Stock Exchange, but NSE has not introduced Badla system. Badla system means what? It allows what? Carry forward the transactions from one settlement period to another. If at the end of that settlement period he fails, then he has to provide what? The securities, collateral securities or the hedge he has to provide. Okay. Then next comes is short selling or stock lending. See, Badla transactions facilitated stock lending for short sellers. In falling market, the short sellers have to purchase securities to cover their sales position, and in turn it checks a fall in security prices by increasing demand for securities. So in the raising market, those who have contracted to purchase have to sell securities to square their position. So such thing is called as what? Short selling or stock lending. Next comes is dabba trading. It is trading illegal stock market. That is, the broker running the dabba trading sets up benchmark price for the concerned stock on Monday, then invites participating parties to take positions on this stock price. Okay, the trade is settled 5 days later on Friday based on the difference between the prevailing stock price and the positions taken by the participating parties. Let us understand this with the help of the example. See, if a broker has set a price of rupees 4,500 on Monday, the participant Mr. X, based on his assessment, can put a buy order at rupees 4,600 with the expectation that price may go beyond rupees 4,600 on Friday. If the price reaches rupees 4,800 on Friday, then Mr. X will get rupees 200 per share on Friday as his profit. But if the market price falls to rupees 4,450, then he is required to pay the difference of rupees 150 per share on Friday. Okay, that is called as what? Dabba trading. Next comes is arbitrage. It is a trading system used to pocket the difference in the prices of some securities in different stock market. The arbitrage is successful in case of imperfect stock market. In India, though all stock exchanges are connected through the computer terminals, still there exist price variations in certain shares due to different settlement procedures and period. So this difference in stock exchanges reflects on the prices of securities, and these speculators called arbitrageurs take advantage to earn profit. This term arbitrage should not be mixed up with the arbitrate. Okay. So here in arbitrage, the different stock exchanges have a different prices. Even though nowadays the stock exchanges are running its activities through the computer terminals, every stock exchanges have a different prices for the same securities. Okay, so because of that, brokers earn by purchasing in one stock exchanges and selling it in another stock exchanges. That is called as what? Arbitrage. Next comes is wash sales. A speculator enters into a fictitious transaction of selling securities and then buying the same securities at a higher price through the broker is called as what? Wash sales. Okay, here in wash sales, what the speculator does is he enter into fictitious, which is the false transaction of selling the securities and then buying the same securities at a higher price to the broker is called as what? Wash sales. Next comes is the derivatives. See, derivatives is a contract between two parties which derives its value or the price from an underlying asset, that is a group of asset. Okay, such as a commodity, then currency or securities, stocks. Okay, here underlying asset is what? Group of asset. So what is the derivatives? The value of the underlying assets keeps what? Changing according to what? Market conditions. So on the basis of these changing prices, derivatives fix its securities prices. Okay, so such securities are called as what? Derivatives. It drags the value of the other securities. The prices of these securities are fixed on the basis of the changing prices of the other securities. That is called as what? Derivatives. Next comes is what? Hedging. See, future contracts allows what? Investors to hedge the risk associated with adverse price movements. Hedging with futures involves what? Trading of the benefits of a favorable price movements for protection against adverse price movements. That is, in order to purchase the securities, the person has to keep something valuable property or the asset with the seller so that he can pay the amount to the seller. That is called as what? Hedging. Next comes is swaps. In stock exchanges, a party that invites to close out the original security funds to another party that is willing to accept its obligations under the swap. In simple words, see, investors can exchange the securities that they have with the security that they want through the intermediates is known as what? Swap. Okay, next comes is warrants. See, a warrant entitles its holder to subscribe to the equity capital of a company during a specified period at a certain price. That is, the holder acquires only the right but has no obligation to acquire the equity shares. Means what? Here the holder of the shares can convert their shares into the equity shares. So the warrant provides what? That right to the shareholders to convert their shares into the equity shares, or they can purchase the equity shares. Okay. Next comes is price rigging. That is, when the price of a particular security is artificially jacked up on account of full movement causing heavy spurt in the demand for the security, it is called what? Price rigging in the market. Okay, these are what? The different dealings on stock exchanges, or you can also say it as a different instruments of stock exchanges. Okay, next comes is classification of shares on stock exchanges in India. The shares are classified as A group, B group. Again, the B group is classified into B1 group and B2 group, T group and the Z group. Okay, we'll understand one by one. First one is A group. It consists of shares of companies with large capital base, large shareholders base, good growth record, with regular dividends and greater volume in secondary market. At present, there are 150 securities are there in this group. Okay, next comes is B group. This B group is divided into B1 group and B2 group. First we'll understand the B1 group. It consists of the securities having maximum liquidity as no carry forward facilities allowed. These are grouped on the basis of good management and satisfactory growth. Next comes is the B2 group. These securities have low trading volume and the issuing companies are under observation for suspected price manipulation. Next comes is T group. The T group is nothing but the delivery of securities is essential for settlement. Next comes is the Z group. The traded securities on stock exchange do not meet the rules and regulations laid down by the stock exchanges. The securities traded on stock exchanges are also classified on the basis of capital and they are listing on stock exchanges. These are large capital, medium capital and small capitals. Okay, are nothing but large capital securities are nothing but the companies which have a large capital are trading their securities in the stock exchange. Middle capital is the companies which have a medium capital range and who are trading their securities in the stock exchange, and the small capital is the small scale industries or the companies which have a small capital can trade its securities in the stock exchange market. Okay, we'll discuss the other things in the next class. Thank you.